Hey guys, it's Keychain here from lovesystems.com and I'm here at Love Systems Studios. Oh yeah, with David Vox, who's planning a seminar tour in early 2013 of the UK. So what are the details of that, David?
Yeah, I'm planning a small seminar tour starting on the 7th of January in Birmingham and the 8th in Manchester, 9th in Liverpool, the 10th in Edinburgh, then the 12th in Newcastle, and finishing up in London on the 13th of January. And the price of these seminars will be £37, and you can sign up on my website www.datingcoachvox.com/mini-seminars.
Well, that's a pretty great price for Love Systems training at all. It's £37. I think it's a steal. All right. What are you going to be covering in these seminars? Because you were giving me a bit of a taster earlier of it, and it sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, the seminar is going to be on Effortless Natural Attraction, and I've split it up into 3 areas. And the first one is how to have easy flowing natural conversations without the need for scripts or pickup lines or that kind of thing. Then the second portion will be natural magnetic charisma, basically how to walk into a room and generate attraction and interest without any effort. And finally, inner core, which is a set of beliefs and mindsets that you can install that gives you the right framework to approach any interaction with a woman.
Wow, that's interesting stuff. So what about the first leg of that, of those 3 things? Natural conversation. I know you were telling me earlier that this is something you had to learn yourself. What was your experience learning it, and why is it important?
Yeah, my experience was I wasn't a great conversationalist when I started off in this. So this portion is about helping guys form natural conversations and keep them going.
So what's one practical tip that guys can take away in terms of conversation, natural flowing conversation?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm sure that everyone listening has had that experience where you're talking to an attractive girl that you like, and there's been that spark there in the beginning, but over time you end up asking question after question after question, and slowly that initial spark, that initial attraction just dissipates, and the conversation gets boring. And I totally understand why guys would get into the mode of asking all these questions, because A, you're curious about this girl that you like, and B, we kind of, our natural instinct is to ask questions until we hit a talking point that we can naturally click on, and then hope that we can keep the conversation going from there. But it's not very attractive, and it gets boring quick. So one quick tip that you can use tonight or today or the next time that you're out is to break up these question with statements. So let's say, for example, that you want to know where the girl's from, that comes to your mind. Instead of just saying, where are you from, you can make a statement. And that can be a statement either on where you're from. Maybe you're visiting where you are and you just say, I'm not from here. Or you make a statement and guess where she might be from. And you can do this one or 2 ways. You can deliberately guess wrong if you want to add a bit of humor in there. Or you genuinely guess where she might be from. Maybe you hear an accent and you think you know where it is. You say, hey, you have an accent. Are you Spanish, for example? That's one way to break up these questions and to make statements so that it appears, it's you're giving something as well as just asking for information all the time.
So you're taking the subject you'd be asking a question about and just reframing it or re-saying it as a statement.
Absolutely, yeah.
What about this charisma business? I think, we all know people that seem to have that natural magnetism, that ability to attract people and interest people without even really trying. How can we become the sorts of people who have that just natural charisma and presence? How can we develop that? Is it something we can develop, or is it something we're born with?
It's definitely not something we're born with, and it's something that can be developed. Even people who have this natural charisma, they have that because they developed it at some point in their own lives but we perceive that they've had it all along. It's definitely something you can learn, and it's made up of your body language and what we call your sub-communications as well, which is body language, and also things like your the way you speak, the way you move, the way you interact with people. All these things together are your social charisma.
I see. So is there a way of you can talk about that now? Is there a practical tip? Is there something you can tell the guys now that they can work on in the meantime before the seminar happens? A little taster perhaps. They can start to build their social charisma even now. Is that possible to do over audio?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a few quick tips then to start improving your presence and your body language would be to open up your body a bit more. A lot of guys tend to go really small and not take up much space. If you take up a little bit more space and open your body up, then you appear more confident. Also, if you move slower, you appear more confident as well.
Interesting. And the third element you had there was inner game, or your inner core, your beliefs and mindsets about dating, relationships, attraction, and all these sorts of things. What's that about?
Yeah, this is about how you see yourself and how you see the world, and the beliefs that you have and how they affect everything else that you do.
Huh.
If you have really weak like inner beliefs or a poor self-image of yourself, then it's very hard to consistently keep the strong, confident body language, and in turn it's very hard to consistently be having good conversations because you don't believe that you're good enough. So this segment will help you develop the mindsets and beliefs that you are an attractive person, you have a lot going for you, and you deserve beautiful women in your life.
So what kind of bad or limiting beliefs do you come across quite often in your coaching, and how would you recommend the guys at home could reframe these or fix them or get over them somehow?
Sure, there's quite a lot of limiting beliefs that guys can have, but to take one example, let's say that you think that you're too short for a girl, and like the really hot girls in like high heels, like the real model quality girls, you think wouldn't be interested in you because of that. Then you need to, first of all, you need to realize that is a limiting belief that you have. It's an assumption, a belief that you have that may or may not be true. You don't have any evidence for that. What you need to do is challenge that assumption and get some reference experiences to the contrary of your belief. So if you think that you're too short, then you need to challenge that. You need to go out and speak to all the tall, really hot girls that intimidate you and find out if that belief is true or not. And it's very, very, very likely not to be true. I mean, most of the beliefs and assumptions we have are not based in reality, they're based in our own head.
That's a lot of information, and you've got 3 hours of this stuff, is that right?
Yeah, 3 hours core for the content, the topics that we've just spoken about. Yeah. Then I'm also throwing in a couple of bonuses as well. At the beginning, there's going to be a half hour of meet and greet. So that gives people a chance to come along, meet me informally at the beginning of the seminar, but also meet their fellow attendees and, you know, hopefully meet some friends and some wins that they can go out and practice with in the future. At the end of the seminar, there will also be like a 30-minute Q&A.
Awesome. So 4 hours total.
4 hours total, yeah.
£37.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous. All right. Where can we sign up for this?
Sign up on my website, www.datingcoachvox.com/mini-seminars.
Sweet, man. That's great. All right. Thanks very much for joining us, David, and good luck with your tour.
Thanks very much, Ryan. It's been a pleasure.